Thomas Jefferson wrote the immortal words that guide this nation. George Washington, who showed us presidents are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. And we can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? In this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions because I know you, the American people.
Is it Mears' nose look different?
We are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always level with you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country, is larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause, cherish it so much, a cause of American democracy itself, must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I need to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. But there's also a time and a place for new voices.
He's not even looking at the camera.
Yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence, our planet from climate crisis that is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it. And I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong and secure and the leader of the free world. I'm the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. We'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine and doing more damage. We'll keep NATO stronger, and I'll make it more powerful and more united than any time in all of our history. I'll keep doing the same for our allies in the Pacific. You know, when I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore. And I'm going to keep working to end the war in Gaza, bring home all the hostages, and bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war. We're also working around the clock to bring home Americans being unjustly detained all around the world. You know, we've come so far since my inauguration. On that day, I told you, as I stood in that winter, we stood in a winter of peril and a winter of possibilities. Peril and possibilities. We were in the grip of the worst pandemic in a century. The worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
I'm trying to see what the time on his watch is.
Since the Civil War, where we came together as Americans and we got through it. We emerged stronger, more prosperous, and more secure. Today we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs, a record. Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years. We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban, rural, and tribal communities. Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and science and innovation. We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years to lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors. And I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors. More people have health care today in America than ever before. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families.
How come he's not clearing his throat when he speaks like he normally does?
You know, most significant climate law ever in the history of the world. The first major gun safety law in 30 years.
I think this is Droopy Chin Joe.
The violent crime rate is at a 50-year low. We're also securing our border. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. I've kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and be a president for all Americans.
I don't think I've ever seen a cleft chin that went sideways.
I ran for president 4 years ago.
If you look at his chin while he's talking, something weird's going on.
The very nature of who we are was at stake. And that's still the case. America's an idea. An idea stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It's the most powerful idea in the history of the world. That idea is that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're all created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We've never fully lived up to it, to this sacred idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I do not believe the American people will walk away from it now. In just a few months, the American people will choose the course of America's future. I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country. Now the choice is up to you, the American people. When you make that choice, remember the words of Benjamin Franklin hanging on my wall here in the Oval Office, alongside the busts of Dr. King and Rosa Parks and Cesar Chavez. When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was, a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands. My fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter, from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. But here I am.
No stuttering, no like he always does.
We're a nation
I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule, the people do. History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. We just have to keep faith, keep the faith. And remember who we are. We're the United States of America. And there's simply nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together. Preserve our democracy. God bless you all. And may God protect our troops. Thank you.
What the fuck was the point of that? I got shit to do today, old man Walter. What the fuck was that for? Oh, we need to be united. It's in the name of being in the country where we know we're supposed to be united. What the fuck was that? What was that? What was the point of that? Next time they say they're going to address the nation, they better have like a fucking topic or something outlined, because that's dumb. What a waste of time. Like, what a waste of time. Snooks, this doesn't prove that he's alive. I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't know what the point of that was. I guess it's just to prove he's alive. I guess. It's just to prove he's alive. Because he didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. He just said the same old, same old. I don't understand why we just did that. I don't get that. I do not get that. He looked really weird. So I wrote down some things so I could try and keep my thoughts. He was tan for somebody who was not tan the last time we seen him, and the only reason we haven't seen him since is because he had the COVID. Well, why the fuck is he tan then? Like, the plague doesn't give you a tan. That's pretty weird. I did see reflections on the desk that did reflect the stuff in the background, which tells me that it was not a green screen. I know a lot of people were saying that, but I don't think so. The reflections would have shown green. They wouldn't have shown actual objects in the background if those objects weren't really there. So I don't think it was a green screen. But I don't think his face matched his hands either. He was unusually smooth. And, I mean, he could have been wearing makeup and stuff. You know, he's really close to the camera. He's addressing the nation. So, yeah, you know, he's probably wearing makeup. But there's just a lot of things that don't make sense. His face was much younger than his hands. His hands didn't look normal. His gestures with his hands were not normal to when he's, you know, speaking at the podium. I don't want to say rallies because he barely fucking rallies anything. But his body language didn't match. He didn't stutter at all. Not a single time. Usually he's like mumbling and bumbling through sentences. And he didn't do that. He spoke very clearly. And normally he clears his throat every couple sentences. He'll be talking, and he'll mumble, and then he'll yell, and then he'll and then he'll yell, and he didn't do any of that. Like, I don't think that was him. His head seemed really wide. And it made me think of those rubber masks that you see in YouTube videos and stuff. Like, CIA agents are always like, oh yeah, we put these disguises on and da-da-da-da-da. That's what it looked like. It looked like a dude in a mask. It looked like a guy in a rubber mask. And his chin, what the fuck was that? He had this sideways cleft chin. I have a cleft chin. You probably can't tell from here, but I do. I got a little booty crack chin or whatever the fuck you want to say. You can talk shit about that with my hairline, trolls, you dusty trolls. Get your game right. Anyways, I ain't never seen it thrown in gang signs before. That was something else. And the last time I seen that, or at least the most prominent time in my memory that I remember seeing dusty-ass Joe looking like that, is when he was on Air Force One wearing his little sweater and Blinken was in the bathroom or whatever, and we were like, what's wrong with his chin? Why is his chin droopy? Why is his chin hanging there? And I think that was the same double. I think we just got addressed by the double. I think that's my opinion. You guys think whatever you want, but I think that was the double. I don't know where Joe is. I think Joe's gone. I think they ate Joe. Something bad's going on. I don't know. We're going to read through the chat really quick. I'm going to be wrapping this up. Drop ones in the chat if you want to do the Pledge of Allegiance, and drop twos if you're good. We've already done it twice today, and I will understand either way you guys want this to go. Russell, you don't think it's fake. You think that was actually old man Walter. It could be, but why didn't he say anything? If that was proof of life, then okay. But he didn't say anything. He just, talked, but he didn't say anything. Nefties, it was a clone or a body double, and definitely pre-recorded. I think it was probably made over a year ago. Could be, and that would definitely help with his stammering and stumbling through sentences and whatnot, because it obviously is getting worse as he's getting older. RK, a Scooby-Doo mask, yeah. Saying the Molly Ranchers were strong tonight. Something was going in his favor. They're going to bring him back there and be like, okay, the bad days are over. He's ready to debate now. Like, jeez. Captain Seamus, it really feels like AI, not reality. I think his fingers were too perfect. AI can't do fingers. They don't understand transitions like fingernails into your fingers. It doesn't understand what that's supposed to look like. For a long time, they couldn't get fingers at all. You'd have 6-7 fingers on one hand, or the fingers move like snakes. When he did this, I paid a lot of attention. That right there is something the AI can't do. Their AI could be anything, but the AI I've seen can't do that shit. It's terrible. It's terrible. Like, even the videos that are really believable at first, the more you watch them, the more you can see details that would never happen in real life. Just things happening that you only see in a hallucination. And so I think it was a real recording. I don't think it was live. I think it was much too clear to be live. Even when we watch press briefing lives, we get pixelation and artifacts in the image. So I think it was pre-recorded, but I don't think it was AI, and I don't think it was green screen, but I also don't think that was Old Man Walter. And that's just my opinion. Calex, his chin has been like that since the Obama days. I'm looking back at photos. It looks like he had stitches, but I'm not convinced that is him. Interesting, Cadillacs. So next, you think he had a spray tan? Maybe. Maybe they thought that would make him look better. Maybe he was really sickly looking, and they were like, okay, let's add some color. And they stepped back, and they were like, oh shit, we made you Trump. And then they took some color away, and they were like, okay, this will do. He was sympathizing with border crossers or something. I don't know what he was doing. Captain Seamus, Abe Lincoln moved more and sounded better at Disneyland. I believe you, Captain Seamus. Let's see. Captain Seamus seems super sus. Yeah. And I'm sure people are going to pick this apart. And by the time I get up tomorrow, there'll be videos of people talking shit about it one way or another. Snugs, Trump's got a spray tan too. Yeah, I just know he's tan. Well, he's tan here. I've never seen him have like tan ears or anything. Alright, Kalex, sounds good. I think we're going to be doing the pledge. What's up, Xterra? Happy freedom. What's up, Simply Witchy? Happy freedom to you. Simply Witchy, I'm sticking with it. It's Obama in a Joe mask. I don't think it's Obama. Those fingers, they didn't look like Obama's hands, but it was somebody. Madeline, this is pathetic. Make it stop. Yeah. Old Man Walter. I wonder how long he spoke. It was a little bit long for him. God, that's what he said, wasn't it? Oh, man. Said that in the meeting room off of the Congress Hall there. Pag. He didn't blink much. That's odd for older people. Yeah, and Old Man Walter does. His face is usually a little bit more animated. A lot more scowling, usually. Kirk Allen, small hand Joe. Well, I can't say a lot. I got little hands. I got little hands. I got big palms and little fingers. What's up, Southern? Happy freedom. What's up, Guess Who? He should have resigned. That's what I thought he was going to do. Guess Who wears his wedding ring? Interesting. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point, Guess Who? Well, hooligans will be pondering on this. I feel like we just did this, and it's because we did, but that's okay. Please join me once again for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Did it. We did the thing. Didn't mute the mic. We are good. Let's turn these beats back on. We're going to read through the chats really quick, and we'll be wrapping this up. This is the last live of the day. We've been busy today. I've been sitting here since 11 this morning. Either way, we'll be live again tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I'm not sure when the next Trump rally is, but either way, I'll see you guys right here, 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We're going to read through really quick, and we're wrapping her up. I just realized I never sent out the notifications for that live, but you guys are here, so it's okay. I won't worry about it. I'll worry about that tomorrow. Russell, the light coming through the window was about right. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too, and I was having a hard time seeing his watch. Because the watch could have said two different things. The presidents all seem to have the same watch. They get like a presidential watch. And I assume it's a Rolex of some sort because those things hold value. But being able to see his watch, I would have been able to recognize if it's the watch he normally wears. And two, I would have been able to tell what time it was set at. Now, there's always the possibility his watch was off. But I wanted to get a decent look to be able to see extra information about what time that could have been recorded and stuff like that. Thank you, Zero. Man, if you guys weren't with us yesterday, you missed out. You missed out. Donna Sparks sent me a Stetson, and I was over here styling. Like I'm saying, if you missed yesterday's live, you just missed out. You missed out. I was cowboying it up. That is the first cowboy hat I have ever seen in real life. Crazy sauce. What is that, Alistair? Oh, I see. I see. Well, I can't size it up here on the live. It kind of does look like the presidential watch, but I can't make it bigger while I'm sitting here live. And I know that sounds crazy right now, but that's all right. Alistair, we'll get to the bottom of it. We're going to look at this watch now that we have the image of it. I just can't do anything about it right this second, but I'll look at it, and if I notice any differences, we will talk about it tomorrow for Coffee with Hooligans. Snooks. President Trump speaks this Saturday. It's not a rally, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you for letting me know, Snooks. We will be covering that. Most likely it'll end up being a part of Coffee with Hooligans on Saturday. Zero BS. Your fingers are just right. No Prez wears a wedding ring. I don't remember ever catching a ring on President Trump's hand, but I've never been looking for that. RK, I was just watching a report of a fourth shooter at the rally. See, I try not to watch that stuff because they're just blurring the lines. Yeah, Alistair, I'll have to check it out. Thank you, Cadillacs. Thank you, Breeze by You. Thank you guys for being here. Extra 12-minute speech. See, and that's about par for old man Walter. Wayward, does Walter normally clasp his hands? Yeah, he does do a little bit of that. He does like a this. He'll like lean forward and then do one of these. He does a lot of this kind of motion. When he if he's sitting, if he's standing, he doesn't seem to do that as much, in my opinion. Thank you, Wayward. I appreciate you. And look all good over on Kick. Do we run YouTube? Oh yeah, look at that. We're on YouTube. Holy shit. Look, there I am, guys. Holy. I didn't realize we were live on YouTube. What's up, Hooligans over on YouTube? Hello. Oh, look, you guys were hanging out the whole time. What'd you guys think of Joe? Hey, thank you for being here, Bombay Man. Appreciate you, Ralph. Rolf. I always say Ralph. It's Rolf. Well, it's probably not even Rolf, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you, Rusty. Just in case Biden should finish his term. Well, it looks like he's going to now, which I don't know how he can do, because if you're not fit to run, you're not fit to lead. So I wonder what this will bring tomorrow. Maybe they'll do a press briefing tomorrow, and I wonder if they'll talk about it, if they'll bring it up. Because all of her... That's the other thing that pisses me off. We were saying this during the press briefing. Everything they asked, they said, Old Man Walter is going to answer all those questions tonight. And then he got on there and he was like, yeah, we need to be united and stuff. And then that was it. He didn't answer any questions. He didn't say anything. And so I really wonder what... We were going to end up having to cover the press briefing tomorrow just to watch KGP squirm. Because we ain't got nothing else to work with here. Ignored YouTube the whole time. I didn't mean to. I'm just used to them not being around. Zero, you're getting a hat? What are you getting? What is this? Oh. I see. And that's the thumbnail? That's so awesome. I love that picture of Klaus. That's such a good picture. Alright, let me see what we got here. Just grab a couple screenshots. There you go. Look at that shit. I'm telling you, you missed out. If you weren't here yesterday, you missed out. God, that's so funny. That's so funny. I'm the only cowboy I've ever seen in real life. That's crazy. All right, Hooligans. I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you Hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.